What's going on, Virgo? Welcome to your Taurus solar eclipse reading. This is your foundational flourishing. We're addressing a lot of different topics through these readings. All of them have been incredible, nothing short of amazing. So we're going to dive right in, okay? Let's do this, Virgo. So I would like to invite the angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space. And I ask that it is a safe space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. Okay, so this is the Journey of Love Oracle by Alana Fairchild. I'll put the links in the description below. Spirit, can I get some messages for Virgo for this eclipse season? Riding the cosmic wave. I'm almost getting this so for those that don't know, these are the colors of the bi flag. I have a picture that I took that I didn't realize they were in. I do not fancy myself bi, but I'm encouraging of all my bi friends. But it's almost like this is the bisexual flag. I should say bi flag, bi. So interesting, very interesting, Virgo. What the heck? That's where we're starting, huh? I also just get too that this is what just came to mind was the color of the gases that make planets and solar systems. So I almost get that this is like you in this place of Pluto, like plutonic transformation. Burning hero. Burning hero. I'm hearing like burning bridges. Burning bridges. Burning bridges. Loving all that is. So I'm getting this sort of push-pull energy, but I also think that like this is like you burning down things that weren't working before in your life and rebuilding from a more connected place. Riding the cosmic wave to me is about not just synchronicities, but it's also finding joy in the unexpected twists and turns. Yeah, and I feel like it's about you connecting to the joy of it again, right? I'm hearing a lot of like the flaming chariot in this. Like the chariot Helios across the sky, so a lot of sun energy on this. A lot of mythology coming through on that one. Burning hero. I just heard Achilles heel though. Like Achilles heel though. Like not. So I'm not sure. I'm going to read Riding the Cosmic Wave because that one is just a beautiful card. Here we go. You can be carried further by the cosmic wave than by your own efforts. 333 was just on the time. Where you are going cannot be attained by effort. The effort, the discipline, prepares us for the leap. But after the leap, we are no longer sustained by our efforts, but by forces greater than us, the forces of love itself. You are stepping towards the edge, preparing to leap and let the cosmic wave of love carry you forward. You shall be moved through grace into the new world awaiting you. This oracle brings a message. There is a time to work hard and a time to allow the fruits of one's labor to manifest, when one may be carried by forces set in motion by the energy of life itself. You can let go and move further, reach farther with less effort. Now is the time to give yourself permission to stop paddling and instead just ride the wave. Give in, let go, be moved. That's quite a nice card, Virgo. I think this is a call just to release. Like I'm getting almost, if I can say it, but like this is almost like the release in the higher, your higher self, just letting go and surrendering. And then it's manifesting in the 3D where you're releasing and like, I'm just getting this image of like burning away things, like a controlled burn through where you're just clearing out things that were no longer meant for you or things that are not intended. And there will be new growth. But I think that you really have to step into this gratitude and appreciation, loving all that is. Loving all it is. I think you have to step into that appreciation in order to see the big picture. And this also strikes me as like the star energy and some healing energy as well. So Virgo, I feel like you need to understand that it's not what you're leaving behind, but what you're moving towards, right? Like this wave, it's all moving in one direction, but this burning hero, it's like the fire spins in the opposite direction as it like takes as it destroys what was no longer meant to be. But loving all that is like a reminder of finding yourself more in alignment. 555 on the time. So definite change. That's the vibe I'm getting from this, at least. And with this, I'm also understanding that there's this full moon connection. So it could be the Libra full moon where something not critical happened, but like there was a balance that you recognized that you were out of and needed to come back into. And then this loving all that is card could also relate to the Scorpio full moon. But I think that this is a call to release, and this is like aligned release, right? Riding the cosmic wave, because for every dip that a wave takes, there's another crest, right? So it's understanding that and stepping into the wisdom of that, as opposed to, wielding fire, I don't understand where it's like a flamethrower. Like I'm picturing a flamethrower, with, I'm hearing like, there are ways that we can approach change. And I think that these are two sides of the same change coin, as it were, right? This is like going with the flow, and this is more resistant. So I think that there's a call, Virgo, to lean into the changes, because it's going to make it easier for you. And this, like, it's like you end up setting yourself on fire accidentally. And like, then you complain about the fact that you're on fire. And this, some Virgos might be like, piss off. And that's not, I'm not intending to aggravate you. I'm saying that this can be a pattern and habit that we get into, where we inadvertently set ourselves on fire by sitting in anger, as opposed to just letting it go. And what's more becoming for you, Virgo, is a more becoming energy for you is to really let go. To let go, because this is the energy that wants to come in. I just heard moon garden. Maybe you have to plant a moon garden, and that will be a place where you reflect. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to clarify this with the Smith-Waite Tarot. Foundational flourishing. I feel like there's patterns changing, Virgo. There's patterns and habits, but this is like, I feel like this is a state. This is like a state of being. I just heard status. Status. I don't understand that. What came to mind was like MSN Messenger back in the day, where you could make your statuses all fun and like all of that stuff. Oh, I'm old. No, I'm kidding. Not that bad. It's not that it's bad. Oh my God. I'm not that. Anyways, oh my God. I'm going to shut up and keep shuffling. Age is nothing. That's why I'm laughing, because it's like people get all bent out of shape about age, and it's just a construct. Like, it's just a construct. Hierophant on the cosmic wave. It's almost like not wanting to let go of the old, even though it has to fall away. Not wanting to let go of the old because it has to fall away. Could have been resistance that you were putting up about love. Like, you're riding this cosmic wave, and I think that that's what can fill cups, but it's almost like you didn't realize that that was the energy that filled cups, and it's like pushing something away. Like, I'm just getting the energy. Like, I felt like, when you stand at the shore and waves hit you, but not you fully submerged, your legs, and then there's like that pull on really windy days where it's like pulling. And I got this like feeling like I was being pulled out into a lake or a sea, like that kind of idea. Seven of Pentacles. I think that the resistance starts to dissolve. Like the resistance that's here starts to dissolve. The Seven of Pentacles is almost like putting up a good fight, but then being like, oh well, okay. Because it's like you put so much work into something, and it's not that, like, it didn't necessarily turn out the way that you wanted, but I feel like there's a way that the universe is trying to inspire you, to remind you that there are surprises for you that are here to delight you, and it's like leaning into more of the resistance than not. The Sun, yeah, that's exactly it. Like there's things on the way for you, Virgo, but you need to get out of, you need to remember that, like, in order to ride the wave, you may need like to be upon it as opposed to feeling swept up by it. Like find a surfboard, stand-up paddleboard, kayak, canoe, some kind of boat to ride the wave as opposed to approaching the wave, knowing that you could take an item, like something with it. You could take that and ride the wave, or you can stand in the wave and try to swim 11:11 and be drowned by it, right? There's an awareness where you know that the waves will be a specific height at this point in your life. So instead of bringing like some kind of nautical navigation device with it, it's like you're being swept up in it. And then that's where this resistance comes in, because there's frustration and all of that stuff. So I don't know, Virgo, how do we move through this, Virgo? Because I feel like this is like what I'm interested in, what I'm excited about is the Sun energy here. Like this is the things coming, the things on the way for you. Yeah, I think there's stuff that's moving fast. This could be travel. You could be traveling. There could be messages coming in from afar, as it were. Justice. Could be legal matters. One of the things that I've been getting on the Justice card, a chunk, is that it's sort of the externalization of internal conflict. So the conflict that you see in the world around you as it affects you personally and interpersonally is sometimes already existing within you, and that's where the resonance point comes from. So it finds you, and until you find a different way of being that has less to do with this swirl of fire that consumes, it's like you have to take a step back and understand that there's a different way available to you. Yeah, Knight of Swords, very fast moving, impulsive energy. So that it may be a call to pull back, and also to see that this is the bigger picture happening here. The star, exactly, that star energy. There's a ton of healing here, Virgo. I just heard if you want it, though. There's healing if you want it. And I think you need to want it. Because I don't think that this is like riding the cosmic wave is like, it's almost like, it reminds me of this in being enraptured in joy, right? But we can also feel like we're cast out to sea and we're going to friggin' drown. But I feel like there's a way, like, look at the joy on her face, their face. Let's say their face. Look at the joy on their face. That's incredible, incredible lightness. Just letting it carry you where it will. Not out of an irresponsibility of like, I'm not going to know where I land and that's safer to me than where I've been. But this is like, I'm excited for where this wave is taking me, right? Have you ever just sat and watched waves like come in and how many of them come in? And it's just, it's like this beautiful dance. And it's such an important reminder that no two waves are really the same. Right? No two waves are the same. And I think that this is a reminder for you, my darling Virgos, that there's a lot of healing available, but there's something that you have to let go of. There's like this approach, like this way that you've been approaching conflict, this way that you've been approaching, even feeling conflicted, Virgo, even feeling conflicted. And it's like you can't see in the world around you. If you see, this fast-moving, charging forward energy outside in the world, sometimes we have to take a look inside and be like, ooh, does that exist in me first? Like, is that in me? And then this is just a gut check. Like, we don't have to, and this is like an empath thing. I know, like, I do this often, and I take a step back, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And then the star energy is this invitation to healing. It's an invitation to healing. So loving all that is. What do we have here, Spirit? Loving all that is. Four of Swords. Yeah, I think that this is going to come from a lot of rest. This gratitude and appreciation that you're being called into by Spirit is for you, Virgo. I think it's going to come from giving yourself just a rest period. I just heard sabbatical. A sabbatical from the hamster wheel. Ten of Wands. I just heard all the things you're letting go of. Queen of Cups. Eight of Swords. King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles was in this exact same spot for Leo. So you may have Leo placements. And like when I say all the things that you're releasing, I get the Ten of Wands here. And this is like releasing this stress, like you're releasing frustration. And you're understanding that when you're more in touch with your emotion, there's this beautiful nurturing that takes place. And it's like you're learning to nurture yourself where you didn't really before, Virgo. You're learning to nurture yourself where you may not have before, and where you really... It's almost like this was more safe feeling, a way to approach yourself and your I want to say your relationships, because it was just easier to go into them feeling bound, because then you won't have to give of yourself and worry too much about being hurt, right? So Virgo, there's a lot of healing that is happening here for you. A lot of healing. I really like this energy. And I think this is really the story of you understanding how to ride this wave again. And in terms of a foundational flourishing, I think that this is you reconnecting with, I just heard flotation device. You're reconnecting with the flotation device that's going to give you and bring you joy to ride this kind of cosmic wave here. And then we have the King of Pentacles, which to me is that sort of being thoughtful. There's like a thoughtful, stable approach that you're taking now. And I think that this is almost like the sign of the cycle ending, the sign of something coming to a conclusion. And this is like I just heard complementary. So you could complement someone's energy with the things that you're learning now, and that could be something that you're bringing into relationships in the future. And this sort of foundational flourishing is coming from the person that you're becoming through these changes, transitions. And I don't think it's tests. I don't believe it's tests. I think it's just that you're being made aware of things that you carried within you for quite a long time. But you're stepping into a place of healing and gratitude, right? Healing and gratitude. I'm going to pull from the chakra deck here. Spirit, can I get some messages for my, creative collective for this solar eclipse reading? My Virgo collective, please, and thank you. Purity. I release the need to control myself, my life, and others around me. I allow for and embrace purity of mind and vision. I am honest, clear, and pure in my intentions to serve myself and others to bring about peace in the world. My intention is pure. Yeah, I feel like this is where it's almost like this cosmic wave is one that's also cleansing in a way. Like it's like baptizing you, I think. It's like I think it's like a baptism and an initiation, Virgo, and that's where you have to kind of lean into this. You have to lean into this because it's not going to sweep you away. I think that there are flotation devices around you that you may not realize that you're really getting back in touch with. Gratitude and baby steps, I think, are the key here. But again, this is the foundations that you're building for yourself. Loving relationships. I open my heart to love and joy and more gracefully and move gracefully through my relationships. It is safe for me to feel love for myself, life, and others. I allow universal love to permeate every cell of my body. I am worthy of love. I am loved. I choose love. And I think that I asked Spirit quietly, like, what do we have to do here? What's the directive? And I think it's like choosing and remembering that you're loved, but choosing love. So choose loving thoughts, and going into why loving thoughts feel accessible or scary to implement in this shift, Virgo. Clarity. I know when to stay silent and when to speak. I speak with clarity, knowing what to say and how to say it. I take enough time to go inward, listen, reflect, understand, and gain clarity of thought. I take the time to say and express exactly what I need to. I have clarity. Yes, I think that's like, this is what it's bringing you. I think it's bringing you to this clarity place, right? Like loving all that is. I think this is the real clarity that you're gaining is how much abundance actually surrounds you and how much you may have closed yourself off to it in the process of sort of sitting in this fiery, I'm almost getting that this is like root chakra healing that needs to take place a little bit, just with some stability and security that you are, like stability and security that you're reaching for or had reached for in relationships, but the clarity is coming that you're the source the whole time, right? Like it's within you. And that's the King of Pentacles, and that's the foundation that you're building back up for yourself, Virgo. I'm going to pull from the Everyday Miracles deck. Everyday Miracles by Robert Holden. Oh, okay. Today belongs to love. Let me not fear. Today belongs to love. Let me not fear. If you knew who walks beside you on the way that you have chosen, fear would be impossible. I think that's a huge, huge confirmation, Virgo, of this root chakra energy and this healing that we're doing in the root center and this sort of stability that we were looking for outside of ourselves. And I think we're starting to realize that this has been within us the whole time. But there's just this shift, very subtle shift. It's like releasing the need to control yourself, to control your life and others around you. And when we say purity of mind, that can sometimes get twisted in terms of like purity also evokes imagery of moral high grounds and right or wrong, these fixed ideas, right? But I think that this is sort of, this part is jumping out. I am honest, clear, and pure in my intentions to serve myself and others, to bring about peace in the world. And just the way that we bring about peace, that Justice card was in this row here in terms of relationships, where conflict that we've held within, it expresses itself outward. It expresses itself in the world. And I think that we don't always have control over how that happens. But there are times where that conflict, the presence of that conflict, can be a moment for us to step into presence and to step into healing and to remember that, that conflict is indicative of a place in us where we're blocking access to our own peace, So Virgo, just remember that. And I'm going to pull from the Miracles Now deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. Spirit, can I get some messages for my Virgo collective here, please, for this solar eclipse, our foundational flourishing? I don't need to find my purpose. My purpose will find me. Yeah, I feel like that's like that cosmic wave, right? When we ride the wave, we understand the value in just floating. You know, I'd be out in a kayak it's like a pond that's more like a sneeze, like sneeze and you're across it. It's like, they call it a lake. It's like, no. It's a freaking pond. But just being out on, in a kayak there and just letting the current, what minimal current may be there, just letting it carry you for a moment and just reveling in the feeling of being carried and buoyant, and afloat in a way that allows you to take in all the details of moving downstream. I think that there's something so evocative and beautiful and rich about that, right? You know, the way the sun shines on the water, I liked looking over the edge and peeking. It's a very kid energy. It's very fifth house, whatever. But like you peek over the side and you're just watching, fish that people who go fishing, they're so eager to find these big fish. And you see these massive pike go swimming beneath and around your boat. And you see and notice all of these things that in moments of, I have to have it, disconnect you from it. So I think it's about noticing, but just remember, you don't need to find purpose. You don't need to find your purpose. Your purpose will find you, Virgo. Let it find you. Allow it to move and find you. I begin my day with love. So this could be a call for a deepening of your spiritual practice, a deepening of your spiritual experiences. This could be a call to, I'm just hearing shift into love, adopting the perspective of the divine. I just heard journaling. I feel like this journaling is where we can sometimes do our complaining and our emptying out, but then journaling can also be a place where we really start to recognize the significant amount of love around us. So that's another potential call for you, Virgo. Another potential call, like a tangible thing to do. Like I like when Spirit gives actionable guidance, because then we can actually do something with it instead. I mean, feelings are enough. That is sufficient. But I'm a fan of concrete things that we can do, right? So Virgo, that was your reading. This is your solar eclipse reading, your foundational flourishing. I think it's all coming together, but you just got to ride the wave, right? Trust in the wave, trust in where you are. So if this resonated, please like and subscribe. It helps me to continue to grow the channel. And I'm grateful for folks stopping by and checking this out. And yeah, I'm really grateful for all of the time and energy that folks spend here. I see views, and some videos have tons of views, and for that I'm very grateful. So thank you so much. I respond to every comment because it means the absolute world to me that folks stop by and comment and share in the energy in this space. So thank you. If this, there's other ways you can connect on the channel through different videos that I post and that are posted different content in addition to tarot. So do check that out. However, Virgo, if this is where we part, I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night, wherever this finds you on the time-space continuum. And I hope that it finds you surrounded by so much love, so much light, and a metric ton, specific measurement of healing. All right. Take care, Virgo. Bye.